The best one-coat paint solution in the gaming industry just got bigger. Since their release, hobbyists have been begging for more. And after extensive development with feedback from customers, we did just that. Speed Paint has grown to include 90 colors in total, including 10 of the industry's first one-coat metallics, with boxed options to suit every budget, whether you're just getting started or if you must have the most wanted Speed Paint colors. Soon you'll be able to sample or replenish your Speed Paints when our beautiful and comprehensive display hits your friendly local game store, including all 90 colors and a highly requested larger 100 milliliter bottle of Speed Paint Medium. Find Speed Paint in stores this summer or pre-order today at www.thearmypainter.com.
Hello everyone, Dave here. I've just realised my camera's gone black. That's a great start.
Start.
I hope it's all plugged in. Hi everyone, Dave here, Band of Badgers. We've had some technical difficulties, as you can see, because everything has just gone wrong now. We're here with Kelly ROWE. How you doing, Kelly?
Oh, I don't want to swear at all due to all the technical difficulties or anything. What technical difficulties? I mean, really, I'm just thrilled to be here now, Dave.
Good. That's the way we like it. Now, some of you may know we're actually just painting. So I've got an echo at my end. I don't know if anyone else has. We are painting through some of the frameworks from Wave 2. Specifically, this time, we are painting the VROCK. Now I have my copy here. I've already built it. It's primed. It's ready to go. While I'm here, I'm just trying to find a nice big picture of it. There we go. This is their version of it. This is what we're going to be painting up, and hopefully away we go. So we're both going to be doing this. Steve unfortunately can't join us.
I miss you, RoboCop.
He is in the audience. He's watching. So hello. You've heard of snakes on a plane. We had badgers on a plane. That's the best excuse I can give him at the moment. Why my camera is suddenly giving up the ghost, I have no idea. It's working perfectly.
Because I am just a technology infecting entity.
It does seem to be. So I'm just going to let Kelly crack on. So Kelly, just before, actually, let's plug your Instagram.
Sure.
What is your Instagram? Who are you and where can people find you?
You can find me at Instagram /Kelcore668. Once again, kids, that's KELCORE 668. Neighbor of the beast.
So we're as we're both painting the VROCK, and with the technical issues aside, we're gonna relax now. This is it. This is the hard bit.
Can we, Dave? Can we relax? Are we relaxed now?
We are definitely not. We are like DEFCON 1. In terms of stress, anxiety, and everything else, we've just gone. We've exploded. But we're going to return to relax.
Hold on. We're starting at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yep.
We are early, sir. We are ahead of the curve.
Not me. It's 9:30 at night on a Thursday evening, and it's been hot here in the UK today. There's been a bit of a heat wave. It's hot, and I'm cramped into a very small room with hot lights and trying to paint. So we're gonna give this the best shot we can. Now, if you have any questions for Kelly, probably not for me. I'm a crap painter. Kelly's a pro.
Wise.
If you have any questions, shout out in Twitch chat. For those of you joining us live, If you're painting along, fantastic. Tell us what you're painting. Show some stuff if you can. Share it on Instagram. Hashtag Band of Badgers, and we'll find it and we'll see if we can put it on screen as well. But yeah, we're just going to relax. So Kelly, in terms of this VROCK, if you use your mini cam so you can show everyone, what is your plan of attack and what are you going to do? What paints are you using? Let's go through the menu. While you're doing that, I'm going to try and fiddle with my camera to see if I can get a picture back.
Okay, audience. So Dave is under the impression that I undergo any of this with any sort of plan in mind, which is hilarious. However, I do have somewhat of a plan. Although I'm usually loath to follow box art, as it were, just because I like to do my own thing, not because I think box art sucks, because it doesn't. There's some people that work very hard on that sort of thing. So I'm going to get close to the box art / monster manual art, but I'm going to do it my way because, well, I like these paints. I like Pro Acryl. I like Pro Acryl so much I bought their whole line. So you know, a lot of, and the thing about the Pro Acryls is they're very bright. So I have taken the liberty of already pooling some paint into my wet palette that really needs a sponge change.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm just gonna go to town.
Go for it.
And I'm just gonna start with the skin, which, you know, according to the box art, is kind of purpley, kind of gray. So I'm gonna go with mostly.
It's a very grey creature anyway. I mean, I was looking at some of the previous artwork in Monsters manuals and D&D Beyond. It's a mostly grey creature.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. That's why I'm like, you know, am I beholden to the Monster Manual? I don't think I'm beholden to the Monster Manual.
No.
Do I want it to look all bright and pretty and stuff like that? Also, no. It's a vulture demon.
Exactly.
But do I want it to kind of stand out? Absolutely. VROCKs are cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my purple and I'm going to take some of my umber and I'm going to mix that together and I'm going to start base coating. Now, for those in the class that aren't real savvy to color theory or anything like that, when you add brown to something, it dirties it up. That's a big shocker, I know. See, I like Pro Acryl and Monument Hobby so much, I even sprung for some new brushes from them. And I'm telling you, Dave, this number 2 and specifically the number 3 I'm about to bust out has changed my painting life for the better.
Well, we've got a question from Disco. He's basically saying, where did you pick up the Pro Acryl from? And what is it that you like about it so much? Now, Disco, I did say one question. That is technically...
We'll allow it.
We're going to fine you.
We'll allow it. Just this once, because my affection for
No. We find them. We find them.
Okay,
if you ask 2 questions, you need to sub on Twitch. There you go.
All right, so I got my Pro Acryls at my friendly local game store because they are cool and carry it, which they're the only game store in town that carries it, but they do carry it, and that makes me incredibly happy.
Good.
What I like about them, you'll notice I haven't gone back to my well very much to load up on my brush. The coverage is excellent. The colors are outstanding. If you go to my Instagram, the last, year or so, what you're going to see is mostly Pro Acryl painted minis. And you'll also notice that the colors are just way, way more vibrant than a lot of my older work. And that is not a result of my technique getting better. Not saying that I haven't gotten better with my technique, But these Pro Acryls they're definitely they definitely stand out above the rest as far as vibrancy and coverage goes. So yeah, Pro Acryl. I'll say it for free. Go buy some.
You have to stick that. Take some pictures at the end of the stream, Kelly, and just put them in it.
Oh, I always tag them.
Give them a tag.
I always tag them in everything I do.
If they would like to come on and support Badgers, we're more than happy to. If they like beginner painters, that's the kind of stuff we do. I'm going to use. So, for those of you who don't know, the let me bring up the box art again. If this works, there we go. As well as the VROCK, you also get 2 dretches.
Oh, that's a fact, and that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm gonna while we're doing this, I'm going to attempt to do some dretches as well. So I've already made them and primed. Here they are.
Oh, nice. I haven't even put mine together yet.
And I pre-painted their faces and ears because I was checking out some of the. I don't know why it's really blown out, but it's blown out the white. I've pre-painted using, what am I using? Crusader skin. This is speed paints, army paints. And then I'm just going to use some malignant green as a skin. And I'm going to give that a go. Now you also get a few other bits. There's some swords and skulls and things. But you also get this awesome chest. I don't know why it's really blown out. I'm going to turn my lights down. There we go. Let's see what we can see. Look at that. You've got a skull on a chest. So I might get to that today. I might not, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, there's another one of the monsters from the line that has a really sweet chest as well. They're, gotta hand it to WizKids this time around. I mean, they've upped their game as far as the cool knickknacks and conversion type possibilities that they provided with the minis.
There's a lot more to it this time.
And you're talking to somebody who, has nothing but good things to say about Wave 1.
Yep. Wave 1 was good. Wave 2, I think they learned a lot of lessons from the first wave. They put that into the second wave. Some of these bits I did find smaller than last time. So especially the VROCK, the face, I'm trying to catch it on camera. The face itself, one half is basically the whole head and the beak. And the other half was kind of just like the eyeball and the cheek.
Yep.
And that's quite small. And I had a lot of fun trying to glue those together. They did go together because everything just fits, which is what I like about them. Yeah.
The thing about it is dry fitting first is key.
Yes.
Now, speaking of keys, it would be nice if next time they engineered more pieces that had keys on them, so you have a better idea of how it's supposed to fit. I know they're going for more customization options, and having your minis keyed doesn't necessarily lend itself well to that, but man, there's just something about having good pieces that fit together with a key that's just so much more stable. And I use a really fast acting glue.
Yep.
But even then, sometimes I'll lose a piece and swearing ensues. Because when I'm doing this, I'm usually doing it downstairs on a gray concrete floor. You think what do you think my success rate in finding loose bits is?
You just sitting outside painting.
Yeah, I live in the Enchanted Mitten, known to everybody else as Michigan.
Gotcha.
So it can go from absolutely gorgeous out to torrential downpour at the drop of anybody's hat.
Well, that just sounds like the UK. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
you know,
familiar.
you guys don't have dissimilar weather to us, although we get snow. We get lots and lots and lots of snow.
We get snow, maybe every other year. It's a bit like Star Trek films. You get a good one and you get a bad one.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
It's like it's a big enough gap that you miss it, and then when it's here, you want it to hurry up and go away.
Right.
You know, once you've made a snowman and played snowball fights, you're kind of done.
See, we just have this. We really celebrate when summer comes around and all that, and that's all fine and good. But there is this deep-seated dread because we know it's coming,
Yep.
and it never really goes away, no matter what time of year it is. It's just like, yeah, this is nice now. Matter of fact, we have had a beautiful summer, but yeah, I just know in 3 months or so, it's gonna suck.
Yeah. I mean, we had a really nice spring this year, which spring was our summer, and then so far we've had a very wet summer.
Oh, dude, we got drenched today. It was
Yeah.
it was something.
But yeah, it's not. We've had a hot day. Again, like we've had a hot 2 days, yesterday and today. Tomorrow they're expected torrential rain and storms and lightning and all kinds of stuff. But the weekend's supposed to be fantastic. So we're just gonna hope for the best, really.
Well, I mean, fingers crossed and all that.
Yep. Now,
Also, if there's anybody I know in chat, hi.
well, I was going to say, if you're watching this on YouTube, because this will be going up on YouTube as it always does, just in the background, if you happen to be painting and you're just having to have the brush, the Great British Brush Off in the background, first of all, thank you very much. But if you have any questions, and don't be shy, put it in the comments below, and I will pass them over to Kelly, and he can answer them for you.
Hey, ask me anything. Doesn't even have to be about painting. I promise I won't be much of an asshole.
But I promise he'll try.
Oh, sometimes it just comes naturally. So which head did you opt for on this guy?
I went for the one with the beak closed.
Oh, okay.
So I think I've pretty much used the front cover box art, because they do provide you with two different types of artwork.
Yes, they
You've
do.
got the front panel, and then the side panels is like an optional. For those of you who don't know, there you go. A bit of, I was going to say useful information. Just a bit of information for you. But that's it. But I liked this pose. This is my Hamlet pose. So you've got the closed mouth, you've got the wings are straight up, and he's holding a skull, a human skull.
Yep, I've got the skull, but I opted for the looking to the side with the beak open. And you want to complain about how your head went together? Ooh. So my head went together in 4 pieces.
Oof.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's probably why I avoided it. Because I call them the IKEA instructions.
That's a fantastic description, and I too call them the IKEA instructions because I heard you do it first.
Yes, there you go. See, we do some things first. Not many. We badmouth IKEA.
Well, I mean, what are they going to do about it?
I don't know. A free bookcase would be nice. I'm running out of space for my books.
Not if we talk shit about them all the time.
Yeah, exactly. They have actually. Talking about IKEA and free stuff. How he managed to combine the two. There was a guy I saw on YouTube who was using one of their I don't know the brand names at IKEA, but let's call it VROCK. I don't know.
Okay.
It was a cupboard, just a standard cupboard on wheels, on caster wheels, and it had those kind of paper drawers, like an office. You get paper drawers. You used to get these in schools and
Oh,
all
yeah,
over the
yeah.
place. But basically, he's got that. Then he's got some balsa wood, and he's cut strips out, glued it into these skinny drawers, and then he's put all his paints in there: Vallejo paints, Citadel paints, Army painted paints.
Nice.
And he's got these drawers that sit under his desk, a big set of drawers, and they're all in there, nice and tidy. They're all leaning to the sides. You can see the labels and the colours. And I thought it was fantastic. Great, perfect use. Rather than a paper drawer, have it as a paint drawer.
Yeah, that's actually good. Yeah.
It was really, really good.
I like that. I'm going to have to rip that off.
Yeah. And it got all of his, he had all those tabletop display for paints, which are great, but they take up a lot of desktop space. And this was just something that he pushed under the desk, and it just works. All his paints were in there, all his tools are in there.
Ugh.
All nice and tidy. And when you pulled the drawer out, it was great. It made sense. Everything was just as organised, or even better organised than those tabletop ones.
See, there's only one problem for me with that. And that's I will instantly, like the minute I start painting, forget about that level of organization. And everything's just gonna wind up everywhere, scattered across the desk. It's like, all right, I'll find it eventually.
Yeah, see, my organisation has become. I definitely have my go-to paints and my go-to colours, and then I think it was actually you, Kelly, because we were talking about. So you've been painting lots of Marvel Crisis on your Instagram.
I have,
which are absolutely fantastic.
Thank
we
you.
hope to be able to do some Marvel Crisis with you again soon. Or with you soon.
If you don't, I'm going to cry.
Good.
You'll see this grown-ass, middle-aged man just weep tears like you would not believe.
So we will do some. If you want to, let's see. Do you want us to paint Marvel Crisis with Kelly, or do you want to see a grown man cry? Answers on a postcard. Let me know. We have another question. Question is, what would you like to see in Frameworks Wave 3?
Well, the thing is, they've spoiled a lot of Wave 3 already because there were some models that I was under the impression would be in Wave 2 and are not.
Yes. There's been some mixing around of things.
Yep, they did some mixing around. So, that said, looks like Wave 3 is in the books. Now, if we're talking Wave 4...
Yep.
Okay, so I love what they've done with a lot of 2 different poses for the character minis. Just I don't know if you've noticed that yet, Dave.
I have, yes.
Yeah, I love that. Please keep doing that. But I would like to see more stuff. Like, I'd like to see more weird stuff, like Dragonborn bards. Hi, Ian. Dragonborn monk. Just more Dragonborn. Give me all the Dragonborn. For the love of all that's green and holy, give me all the Dragonborn.
All the Dragonborn.
But you get the idea. Now, I know that they had some issues trying to do the dragon for Frameworks, and that's cool. So I won't cry about that. Still would be nice. But yeah, I'd like to see more, or rather, I would like to see less obvious character choices, and I would like to see more character choices. I love the monsters. I think they're great. But the fact of the matter is, y'all are whiz kids, and y'all have made just about every monster that there is in a different format, whether it's Nalzers or pre-painted, etc., etc. It's great to have these monsters that I can actually, do serious hobby time with. But ultimately, I don't think that the market for good collectible hobby-rific monster minis is all that flush, because there are so many options for DMs to pick out, either pre-painted or they can just pick them up cheaper in the Nalzers line.
Yep.
Now, to me, character minis are a bit more special.
Yes, definitely.
So definitely more of those. Definitely more class and combo and species options. Like, there's a shocking dearth of elves, except for the usual suspects like elf rogue, elf wizard, and totally not Drist. And there just needs to be more options for players, I think.
Yeah.
Also, I would appreciate some keys for certain things like heads or arms every once in a while. That'd be great.
Yes. Those dynamic poses, that kind of variety I would like to see.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of want to. The two, I guess the two poses are. I want the attacking pose or the action pose.
Yeah, see, that's something that's really spoiling me lately when I'm painting the Marvel figures.
Yeah.
Because, man, you want to talk dynamic, they've got the market cornered, y'all.
Yeah. Exactly that. I want that. When you're walking around, because when we play table games, we use minis.
Of course.
And when you're just walking around a dungeon as normal, but we still use our minis to move around.
Sure.
You don't necessarily need the action me, because we roll for combat, we roll initiative. We know, okay, now we're changing things out. The pace of the game changes. I want to be able to bring out my action pose mini, dressed and painted the same, looks the same, has the correct weapon, but...
That's a great idea. Having a mini in repose and then a mini ready to throw down.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. JD, if you're listening, send us a check.
Exactly. Or some paintbrushes. Or Trials of Tempest. let's see what we can. Let's go for it. I speaking of, we both love WizKids.
Oh yes.
Their miniatures are fantastic. I love painting the larger miniatures. I definitely have more fun painting the larger minis. Like this kind of thing is the right size for me. For those of you watching, you can see my label. It does say beginner painter. Yes, I still class myself as a beginner painter. I've probably clocked maybe 60 hours now.
Which is kind of odd to me, Dave, because you've been doing this for so long.
I know. I generally only paint on stream. Although this week I've been painting a book nook, which you can see.
Oh, that thing is awesome.
Yeah. I started doing some of the red scales, red skin today. And it's wow, it looks amazing.
The thing is so wild.
It's great. You mentioned Dritz earlier. Are you a fan of Dritz?
Oh, Dave, I'm not a big fan of Dritz.
Because I am a massive fan of Dritz.
I know you are. And I don't want to talk shit though, because I know you're a fan.
I love Dritz. I've just got his new book arrived today as well. So yeah, I'm eager to dig in, but I'm still reading Dragonlance book 2.
As in the original Chronicles, or?
Oh no, I've read them many times.
I was going to say,
there's a new trilogy.
I know you're younger than me, but you're not that much younger than me.
No. I was going to be rude and say something there.
Oh.
I will control my tongue. Bite my tongue.
Oh, Dave, it's good viewing. That's A plus TV.
That's what I want
right
to do.
there.
Go on, everybody, go on to the Badger show. Let him insult you. It's half the fun. When's it's because Steve's not around. I've got no one to pick on.
I mean, see, I'm old. I'm bald.
So we're all over the place in conversation. Right. So Dragonlance. Dragonlance is a new trilogy written by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman.
Okay.
With both new and old characters.
Okay. Cool.
I've just realised as well as I've looked up that your face cam has frozen. We can still hear you. That's fine, but it has frozen.
Okay. Oh yeah, and it's frozen on a really good angle on me. That's fabulous.
You're concentrating.
Am I?
Yeah. let's go with concentrating.
Sure. Yeah, concentrating. That's good.
Yeah. It's actually really good. It's nice to see some of the returning characters. It's nice to see Tracy and Margaret working together again
that is
on
nice.
a franchise which is very much beloved by many. And to try not to spoil it for people, because I tend to do that quite a lot. It's actually a good story. I read the first book, and halfway through the first book, I nearly put it down. I nearly didn't go back to it because I thought, what toot is this?
Really?
But if you persevere, it makes a lot of sense. It was really, really good as they introduce you to this new character. And then it starts to make sense. But it's one of those things where, for those of us who are old and remember original books and original films, and we picked them up the first time, and now you get all these classic remakes going on, but we saw it there the first time.
Right.
It was kind of like that. It was kind of like they pay homage to the original by doing a really nice job on this story and adventure, which makes sense when you read more of it. You do have to read more. And they bring back the same characters. So Tasselhoff Burfoot, Raslin, Storm or Sturm, the Knight.
Yeah.
They all come back. The Inn of the Last Home. They all return. And it was great. But what they've done... Oh, I'm getting into spoiler zone now.
Yeah, it sounds like your parents... I mean, I'm really curious now how a lot of these characters end up coming back, because a lot of their stuff there's no coming back from.
Yes. And that I think is they've done it very, very well.
Okay.
And now I'm into book 2. It's brilliant. I'm just trying to make excuses where I can go off and read.
Well, now I have to go to the bookstore.
Yep. And then part 3, I'm assuming, will come out next year.
Right, so this guy is pretty much just wet all over, so I'm gonna have to... Okay, dry up, Vulture Dude. Let's see if I can't... Wakey, wakey, computer.
I've gone for
Oh, look, I'm back.
There you go.
I don't know why it timed out like that, like it did, but it's not my computer.
It's like a screensaver kicked in.
Yeah.
So have you just applied the one color all over to start with? No.
Nope. I have wet blended some blue grays and some purples together, a little umber and some black, just to kind of give it a darker look. But I've kept the paints thin enough to where you can still see the details showing through.
Yeah.
So hopefully when this all dries, if it dries, it's like I said, it was a downpour today, so it's fairly humid. So I don't have a lot of hope in doing much dry brushing today. But that's okay. I don't do a lot of dry brushing usually anyway.
I rarely do it myself. That's because I'm not really too sure what I'm doing.
Okay.
But I do use color washes and inks,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's great.
I quite like the effect that they give, rather than dry brushing.
Well, I mean, dry brushing's it's a harder technique than I think a lot of people give it credit for.
Yeah.
Because on the surface, it is just, getting a little paint in your brush and, swishing it out on a dry surface and barely having enough paint in your brush, et cetera, et cetera. But there's other ways to do that aren't covered a whole lot. There is a fella on YouTube that does it pretty much exclusively, but I forget his name. Which is unfortunate. I would really like to plug him right now. Great painter. Duncan Rhodes recently did a dry brushing thing for a cloak tutorial on his YouTube channel. That was quite excellent in showing a different technique for dry brushing, which is actually just getting the dry brush a little damp before you start dry brushing. And it makes a world of difference. And if this thing wasn't so flooded with wet paint, I would demonstrate that, but looks like I'm pretty much stuck with layering and blending for now. The technical issues never end, Dave.
They just persist. They are. We always expect them. But yeah. Because I was expecting this to be a fairly, again, you when you build the minis and you look at the paintwork on the box art, you think, okay, this is fairly straightforward. I think I can do this.
No.
Exactly, and it's trying to see. I know we're doing it as a live show, which is always has a certain amount of pressure, but time limitations and etc. etc. But trying to give this a go. There is still it's always when you paint something, when you start painting it, you see all those extra details. You went,
Oh yeah, yep. It's like there's something that I'll miss for sure.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, I'm actually kind of thankful for it being as humid as it is, because this blending is going very well. All right, who else has questions? Don't be shy. Step right up.
Yeah. So again, if you've got questions, do let us know. If you're watching this on YouTube and you missed the questions, put your questions in the comments below and I'll pass those on.
also message me on Instagram. I know I plugged that earlier. Don't be shy. I won't bite.
Yep, there you go. I'll plug it again for you. There you go. On screen.
Well, thank you, Dave.
Okay. And what I'll do, I'll let people click on it a few times before I tell them it's not a real click. Now, you're gonna you have to go to Instagram, manually, the old-fashioned way, and search for Kelly.
See, effortlessly asshole-ish.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
exactly. But I'll let them try a few times first. I can just imagine people doing it, even on YouTube. It's like someone's still going to click on it.
Well, yeah, because everybody thinks they're paying attention, but they're not.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know that if you're watching this on YouTube and you are painting something and you've just got us in the background,
what you
let us
painting?
know. Yeah, what share what you're doing. We're always interested in knowing more, especially if you're a beginner and you've heard some of Kelly's tips, or if you're painting frameworks like we are. Do you have a favorite? Let us know. It is always handy.
Do you have a favorite, and why is it the Dragonborn Paladin?
Mine's the Ranger. Surprise, surprise.
No. No, the Dritz clone, I mean the totally not at all Dritz mini is
the Dritz mini,
favorite?
yeah. The Elven Ranger.
Elven Ranger.
I think what they did on the box art, the original box art, I think they had Dritz, and they crossed it out, and then just put Elf Ranger. I would love a box.
That is hilarious. To all you
right,
Dritz
so-
fans out there, I don't mean to disparage your hero. I'm just kind of bored by that sort of thing.
Right, let's do. Right, I'm now going to do some. I've got some padded bone. Again, this is Army Painter. I'm going to just do the skull, the beak, and around its face. If I bring up the other picture again, around the VROCK's face, there are these little bony protrusions. Now, there's no way that I can see those teeth around its mouth. It's got a red eye, but those little protrusions around its kind of face area, its cheeks or jawbone. I'm going to use this pallid. Where is it? This one. There you go.
Pallid bone.
It's a great color. I love using this color.
You know, and it's versatile.
Yeah.
You can use it as a filter over regular paints,
Yeah.
and it just adds some depth and some shadow that you didn't think was possible. It's great. I just don't happen to have any up here with me right now.
Here's a question. This is a question from me,
Okay.
because I'm also in the audience. Do you have, how many, when you're painting, like now,
Mhm. Yes.
do you use one brush, or do you use different brushes for different colors? What's your brush technique?
I use different brushes for different areas of access.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that you can't have too many brushes, but I'm also of the opinion that if you use every last brush you use to paint, you'll never get anything done.
Yeah.
So I usually have this here number 2,
Yeah.
this here number 3, which is
Yeah.
my favorite brush because, holy God, look at that. Oh, hold on. Look at that tip.
Nice and pointy. Yeah.
You can poke an eye out with that tip. And then I have on hand for, bases or, areas such as this fella's wings. I have a dry brush or two lying around.
Yep.
Again, Monument Hobbies brush and an Army Painter brush. And if for hard to reach places, I will generally go for a smaller brush, like this here Zero,
Yep.
just to get into nooks and crannies and whatnot. But I don't rely on smaller brushes for detail or for small details like eyes and all that, or for freehand, because they do not hold enough paint. Period.
Gotcha.
That's why this number 3 is just, it's Excalibur. It's everything I wanted in a brush and more. Again, I am kissing Monument Hobbies ass here, and I will happily do it for free.
So we had Adam on from Army Painter.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent over some of these the Army Painter paintbrushes, but this is the regiment brush.
Yeah, I've got one of those right here.
Yeah, it's one of these triangle ones as well, which I thought was a funny shape, but when you use it, it's actually quite comfy.
Oh, they're very comfortable. Yeah, no, I've got a regiment brush too.
You can see the size of the brush.
Mm-hmm.
And he said this is his go-to brush. This is his go-to size for painting. Now, when you paint minis, I thought, well, surely that's too big.
Negative.
But I was trying to use it, and I found it very, very comfortable brush to use. So there's definitely something in that.
100%.
Yeah. And again, great points. Yeah, really nice points on them.
Have you happened to try any of the Speed Paint 2.0 yet?
No. I haven't actually seen it in shops over here yet.
Yeah, they just started showing up in shops around my area as well. I haven't picked any up yet. Again, I haven't used up enough of my original speed paints to really be like, I've got to get some more of these.
I had to get my local-ish hobby store that they sell Army Paint and they sell Citadel. They don't do Vallejo or anyone else actually. Mm-hmm. So you've only got those two choices, but they sell them individually, so you don't have to buy the box sets. Well, I've always seen Citadel paints sold individually. Sure. I've never seen the Army Painter shelf stackers or anything like that. It's just the box sets. But that's the one shop where they have them individually, and they're only about £1 or £2 for each bottle. So, and I was painting a bit of terrain, so I had to buy lots of grey.
Yes.
So I have gone through quite a lot of my Speed Paints version 1. So I've not yet needed to buy version 2, but they're not stocking them just yet. So I'm still waiting. I will, as soon as they have them. So once they become available, I will nab some. And also because I like their brushes, so I've got to get some more brushes.
Yeah, I've never really had any complaints about Army Painter brushes.
Yeah.
I've certainly seen some people, get a bum one every once in a while, but that has yet to happen with me.
Yeah, I think it's always luck of the draw. These things tend to get
yeah,
mass produced in factories. So I'd imagine it's just the luck of the draw. I mean, I've also got so this other brush, this black brush I've got. This is just a typical round brush, but this was from the D&D WizKids prismatic paint sets.
Okay.
And it's a lovely feeling brush, but again, it's a nice big open tip, and I use that. I've been using these and the regiment brushes on the Dragon Book Nook that I've been painting up.
And you're using speed paints on your book nook?
I am.
Great.
The pallid bone is being used on the bone clefts and the bone horns of the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking up Pro Acryl here, but don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I do still use my speed paints. It's just that my use of them has changed somewhat. I tend to use them as filters more,
Yeah.
and I tend to use them on a lot of terrain as well.
Yes, I've got a lot of dungeons and lasers,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to do that. I need to get back into building some terrain because I've got some trees from Dungeons and Lasers, and they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. So I need to do some more of those. But it's just sitting there painting 10 trees, green and brown, and
yeah, no, same.
It can take a lot of time.
You know, a lot of my terrain painting is for Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Yeah.
And all that. So there's a lot of concrete and, you know, busted concrete and stuff like that. And a lot of them are pretty big. And that is not a thing that I want to, you know, use a bunch of my precious Pro Acryl on, you know?
Yeah.
Even though Pro Acryl comes in bigger bottles than anybody else has, I mean, come on, look at that chunky boy. They have the best lids in the world. I mean, it's like opening up a bottle of mustard. It's wonderful, and it's 22 milliliters as opposed to everybody else's like 12 to 16.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody, but you know, there goes an endorsement for me, I guess. But hey, I like what I like.
Exactly, and I think when you get into miniature painting, you start those kind of starter sets are great to use. They really do get you started.
Hey, they're a hell of a lot better than the starter sets that were out when I was a kid. Jeez.
Oh yeah. There's actually a lot more thought going into it. The colours that you're going to need, but there's don't let that limit yourself. If you see a nice colour, buy it. Don't be worried about mixing brands. Paint is paint.
Paint is paint. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, I use my Army Painter speed paints as a filter quite often for these guys.
Yeah.
And other paints as well.
You can always go off script as well. I'm a big fan of staying on script, but
not me.
Having variety, you can do whatever you like.
Not me. If I can jump off script, trust me, it'll happen. A little more purple in here. Oh, going back to the question from earlier. So you know that satisfying sound that you get when you shake up a Army Painter speed paint?
Yep.
Well, check this out. Probably can't hear that.
Yeah, it came out. That's fine.
Okay. Just as good.
Right, now, done. Where are we? We've got 45 minutes left. Let's bring up the picture again. So I've done the skull, I've done the beak, red eye, I don't think we're going to get to. And here's something else. This is the image you're seeing on screen is one of the original. It's from the cover art actually.
Yeah.
Is the original render, if you like. Now you can see that there is smoke coming off the wings. That's not included in the Mini anymore. That was removed. But I'm just
I was a little bummed about that myself.
yeah. Oh, because I like using my inks.
You know I love my clear plastic bits.
Exactly. Yes. Since I've learned how to use inks on clear plastic, any piece of clear plastic I can get my hands on, I like to use. Which is weird because WizKids did send me a large dragon, a large adult dragon, which is completely clear plastic. It's one of the shadow dragons or something like that. But it's dangerous because I'm like, how many bottles of paint is that going to take?
Well,
probably a lot.
All right, so you've seen my repaints of some of the bigger dragons, right? Some of the WizKids dragons.
Yeah.
I didn't run out of paint with any of those.
Really?
Oh, yes. The thing is, Dave, you just have to find that happy medium of viscosity and coverage.
Yeah.
And a little bit of paint can take you a long, long way. Unfortunately, due to tolerances of region and how they're made and how long paints have been sitting around and all that, there's not a recipe I can give. And to be honest, I've kind of strayed away from things like recipes, just because if you had this same bottle of golden yellow from Pro Acryl, it might be a little more on the orange side than mine.
Yeah.
And anything I tell you to mix up might not. You'll be like, Kelly, you're out of your freaking mind.
Well, I'd say that anyway. But so you're fine.
You wouldn't be wrong per se, but I would also look like an idiot that doesn't know what he's talking about. And I assure you, I am an idiot, but I do know what I'm talking about.
You heard it here first, folks. Well, I'm gonna try this now. This is I was talking about prismatic paint.
Oh, it's so cute.
It is. It's so diddy. Because look, this is the paint I am using. So there's your army paints paint. This is so tiny diddy. I use these for convention painting or event painting. Because if you didn't know,
very much so.
If you didn't know, we are now doing private events, which is something we never thought we'd actually do, but we now do private events.
So this Vallejo bottle here is roughly the size of an army painter bottle.
Yeah.
There's a Pro Acryl bottle.
Yeah. This would be like the little
fat
baby
boys.
to those. Yeah, that's their child. There you go.
Oh, and that little itty bitty baby Vallejo bottle of prismatic color. I saw those in the store, and I'm just like, oh my god, they're so adorable. I don't need a single one of them, but I want them all.
It is, a surprise when thank you to WizKids, they sent them over.
That is pretty cool of them.
They've got their nice little travel case, and I enjoy it. It's a nice set. I use the beginner's set and the intermediate set, but there is a nice. You get some inks, some washes, some metallics, some colours that you will actually use,
which is novel.
Yeah. And one of the best things, because obviously it's a D&D product, but they have all their colours are labelled for the Monsters Manual. So
yeah, I'm not a fan, but
their orc
I can
skin
see the reasoning.
Is called orc skin. And for me, someone who sticks to the rules, I like that.
See, I like it when people call green green and not orc scrotum green or something like that.
I like when you call a color what it is. I'm also a big fan of Turbo Dork. Now, Turbo Dork,
Okay, Turbo Dork out of everybody out there has the best reason to give their paints really dumb names.
yes, but they're so obscure that I don't like beeswax or bees knees. It's like, okay, it's a kind of a honey gold.
Yes, in certain light.
Yes, especially if you're using their changes.
Do they make paint other than the shifters?
They're all regular metallic paints. So
Okay.
you got shifters, metallics, all that kind of thing. I don't think they have like a matte red or matte green or anything like that.
Well, I mean
I think they're a bit more specialized, but
the
they
market
are
is
very
certainly
nice.
thick with everything else. So, you know.
Yeah.
But then again, everybody's just going to buy Citadel paints anyway. So whatever.
I've never bought Citadel paints.
I have.
The only time I bought some was I bought the Warhammer magazine a couple of times, and it came with some paints.
Yeah, I had quite a when I got back into the hobby, I had some Ralpartha paints, I had some Citadel paints, and I had a couple of Vallejo paints here and there. They were game colors.
Yeah. See, for me, I was using. I bought a beginner paint set, and it just so happened to be the D&D. The D&D paint set, and it was created by Vallejo. And you get a mini in there. I think I got a mini Dritz.
Of course.
I got the Dungeon Master's Guide Lich, cover Lich. I got him.
Okay, cool.
And whatever else. There was something else. And they were a great place to start. And when you kind of read the bottles, oh, okay, manufactured by Vallejo, who are Vallejo. You put them in Google. Oh, okay. And then you find out they got a bigger range.
Oh, bigger. Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Yeah. And then an entire universe of colors.
Oh, goodness, yes. I remember the first time I ever went to a store. It was like 200 miles, not 200, but about 110 miles from where I lived at the time.
Wow.
And I saw my very first full Vallejo model paint display. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus, look at them all.
So there's, and then I think from that, I then started looking into or knowing about specialist paints, other types of manufacturers are out there, European manufacturers, which is where Army Painter comes into it.
Oh yeah.
So closer to home for me.
You know, I like Army Painter a lot. I think their paints are really good. I especially enjoy their speed paints. But at the end of the day, you use what you like and what makes you happy and gets you the results you want, right?
Yep.
And a lot of times, that is going to require a lot of experimentation and just buying a random color here or there.
Yep.
And trying it out. And then going, does everything else in the range work like this? The answer is usually no. And the first, in Pro Acryl, going back to it, again, everybody, treat yourself to some Pro Acryl colors, even if it's just dark jade, Payne's gray, and dark purple and dark magenta. Those are my favorites out of the line. But they all act the same. The metallics act like the mattes. It's a very special range of paints.
Yeah.
And I loves them.
Cool. Well, I'm just gonna I'll show you. Where's my minicam? There's my minicam. Look at this. So, oh, he's gone loopy. I'll just show you the bronze bangles.
Oh, hello.
And they've come up really, really well. I quite like that.
They've come out beautifully, Dave.
It's not dry yet, but when that dries, that should reflect very nicely.
There's not a single.
I like it.
There's not a single part on my model that is dry right now. Should have brought the hairdryer up here. No, thank you. Yeah, forgive me, off camera.
Yeah, no problem.
A little hard to reach spot to get to.
It gets tricky sometimes.
It sure does.
Just trying to find those, as you say, trying to get those angles just right.
Oh, it's rough. It's rough, especially if you're painting on camera. I don't know if you've ever watched the any of the streams from the guys who do Crisis Protocol, Atomic Mass Games.
Atomic. I haven't. No, I didn't know they actually did them.
Oh, they certainly do. They have some wonderful painting streams.
Yeah.
They have this setup where the mini is pretty much perfectly in frame. However, their movement is limited because it is secured to a microphone stand gimbal.
Yeah.
That they have poster putty on top of.
Yeah.
And so they can't really turn their minis upside down.
Ah, yes, the bad angle.
Very bad angle.
Right, so so the legs of this VROCK
Yes.
are a little bit different. So you can kind of see by the mini that the wings are a slightly different color to its neck, its face, its chest,
Yes.
its arms, and its legs. Now, so far everything I've done is the same color apart from the legs, which are still white primer.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm looking at it visually, when I've got it in my hand, I can definitely see the difference. And so they've basically got chicken legs. So I'm going to use a different color for the legs, which if it works well, I will then, probably not on this stream, but I will then put that onto its front neck and its hands.
There you go.
So I'm going to give this a go, and this is again another army painter. This is Cloudburst Blue.
Great color.
And another little thing that I picked up is I have this little notebook, and in this is not recipes. This is just
Okay.
my notes, so I can go back. I can see, oh, these are the colours that I use when I painted something, which is
That's
someone
never a
told me
bad
that
thing.
on stream. Yeah,
That is never a bad thing.
because sometimes I have unpainted minis, and sometimes I don't know what color grey I used. I need to work it out again. So this is Cloudburst Blue. It's always handy to write this stuff down. So I'll just write down the name of the paint and the body part next to it.
There you go. You're way more ahead of the curve than I am as far as that sort of stuff goes.
So let's give
And
this
you
a
say
go.
you're not a pro.
I pretend I am. Fake it till you make it. That's all I can say.
That's my motto. I seem to have all of you fooled into thinking I'm awesome at this or something.
Yeah, but maybe it's just trick photography then. Who knows? But the photos of the minis that you take are awesome.
Good Lord, if I could pull off tricks with that, I totally would.
Maybe you should be like a product photographer. Like for McDonald's, so that the food actually looks like it's supposed to.
From what I understand, they a lot of the product photography involves actually models of the
Models.
essentially models of the food.
Yeah.
And if it's actually the food, then it has been varnished over. So, as if a McDonald's hamburger wasn't gross enough.
It's not even a real one.
It's not even a real burger. Was that Michael Douglas movie Falling Down?
I love that film.
Yeah. Does this look like what's pictured there?
Yeah, I just want one of them.
Now we're playing Kelly's Blacklining on stream because he's stupid. There, mine has bangles too.
Well done. What did you go gold or brass or what?
It's gold.
It's nice and shiny.
It's very shiny. The pearl
He has one
metallics.
he has one on his upper arm as well.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
he
no,
has two.
no, sir. He has two.
Yeah. I thought I finished it as well. You can do it. You've got half an hour. You can do it.
Oh well, I might finish the mini by then. Not the base, but maybe the mini. No, it's not going to happen. It's not dry enough.
But when you are done and it's dry, do put some photos up on Instagram so everyone can see.
Of course.
Of course. Great.
Fun fact: you guys are always on the WhatsApp.
The WhatsApp, yeah.
I mean, on our super secret communication thing.
Yeah.
You guys are always the first to see what gets finished.
Fantastic. Just for fun, one day, I'm just going to say, Kelly, that's shit.
Would you please?
Everyone goes, wow, Kelly, you put us to shame. That's amazing.
I know.
Just to have a giggle. Because you and me know it's not true. Well, just to wind them up. I'm going to say, Kelly, that's shit. I know you can do better.
Holy shit, I wish you would. Hell, I wish any of y'all would.
We'll see what we can do. I can make that happen. That's an easy request.
Well, okay, so here's my thing. It's like, okay, guys, yeah, I know I'm pretty good at this. It's, kind of goes without saying. I'm pretty okay at this. But when you start putting yourselves down with the whole putting you to shame thing, it's just like, that's not what I'm trying to do, y'all. If you think it's better, great, cool. Ask me about it. Ask me what I did, how I did it, etc. Get into a conversation with me. Don't stroke my ego about it. I don't really care to have my ego stroked.
I am actually quite pleased with this one. This
as well you should be. It's coming together great, Dave.
It's looking really good.
Yeah. Yeah, can't help but agree.
I do love the bangles. I love-
They're cool.
Here's
They're cool, and they go a long ways towards breaking up what's going on with the mini, because otherwise it's a whole lot of gray, blue, and purple.
I mean, there's you know, here's a vulture demon. What can we do to make it stand out? I know it needs to have some bangles.
It needs bracelets.
It needs, yeah. Why not? How many? 1, 2? No.
All of them.
3, 4, 5, 6. Put 7 on there. There you go.
It needs to be wearing all of them.
He's fashionable, not just dangerous.
He's fabulous.
I want to know who came up with a VROCK. Is a VROCK, do you know? Here's just a general question to anyone who knows. Again, answers on a postcard or put me in the comments below. Is the VROCK a D&D original monster, or does it come from, you know, mythology or something else like that?
I don't know for certain, but I am willing to bet that Gygax read it somewhere in some folklore book.
Exactly.
Or some work of fiction or whatever, because, I mean, go ahead, tell me what the difference between a Balor and a Balrog is.
Luke, if you're watching this, do let us know. I doubt you are, because I know you're playing Ockrim at the moment, but do let us know. What did your dad do?
What did he do?
Can't even get a good angle on here for the camera, let alone my eyes.
Well, I mean, sometimes the shot has to be sacrificed for getting it in there, you know.
Again, so we're about 20 minutes from the end. If you have a question for Kelly, do let us know. It could be anything. Oh, here we go. So, Dragon Skull has done. Will this show? Oh, it does. Look, that does the whole thing. Dragon Skull. What is the origin of the VROCK? Origin. VROCKs pronounce VRACs. VRACs. I did not know that. I call it a VROCK. Originate from Dungeons & Dragons, where they were also known as Type 1 demons. They are described as bestial and appear as crosses between humanoids and vultures. We kind of gathered that one. As indicated by their tile and encyclopedia entry, June 28, 2022, NetHack Wiki. NetHack Wiki.
Well, thanks, Wikipedia.
Thank you.
Well, as far as original D&D monsters go, then it's not exactly up there with the Beholder, is it?
No. But Beholders are great fun to paint.
Beholders are awesome to paint.
Do you play much D&D?
I haven't played in years, I have to admit.
Do you want to?
I always want to. It's finding the time, because work has been nuts as of late. It's gotten better, but it's been nuts.
Because we can always find room for you in one of the online games you want to play. If you want to roll some dice.
Okay, great.
Steve, make a note. We got there's some stuff happening later on in the year. Actually. I say later on in the year. We haven't got that much left.
No, we do not.
So I'm trying to organise. Well, my plan is, now that Steve's back from his jolly to the States, and he doesn't know this yet, is to see if we can do some short stories. And where in the schedule we can put them. So it could be 1 or 2 sessions. to tell a quick one-shot story.
That's cool. And I'd certainly be interested in that sometime. But what I'm really, really interested is when are you boys busting open your Marvel Crisis Protocol boxes?
Steve. I know that Steve has already made his because they come in sprues.
Yep.
I was supposed to do it this week, but I'm be doing the book nook instead.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
I need to build them and prime them, but have you got anything left?
Oh yes.
To paint. Okay, cool.
Oh yes, I never run out of stuff to paint, man.
Cool. So, I mean, talking about Marvel Crisis, do you did you buy that or did they send it to you?
I bought it.
That was Atomic.
I bought it. What initially happened was a couple years ago during COVID when I was unemployed and all that, I did actually run out of minis to paint.
Wow.
Yeah. And so a good buddy of mine, Travis, he had a few doubles of boxes of Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures.
Yeah.
Now, they weren't exactly what I call A-listers or anything like that, but they were still great.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I kind of got hooked on them from them. And then things started to improve in my life and I could get minis again. And I started doing the framework stuff. And then for whatever reason, something kind of snapped in my head. And I'm just like, I'm a little sick of fantasy right now. But I don't want to go on full on sci-fi. I'm just like, I know I've got superhero minis. And I know there are lots more superhero minis out there. I love superheroes.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't know that Marvel Crisis had been out for as long as it had been.
Yeah, they're going on 4 years now.
Yeah. So I've got the starter box, the core box set.
Yeah, which is funny because this fall they're releasing a new core set with all different sculpts, the same minis.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it. We got a good price. We were happy. UK Games Expo. Me and Steve both got a box set each. And in the past few weeks, I managed to get a gaming mat for it. Because when we were talking to the guys who were demoing it, we said, well, do you get the board in it? And apparently you don't. It was a separate product, sold out everywhere.
Yes.
And they said we're probably not going to make any more.
Also,
I managed to find one.
Man, where?
I don't know if it's I don't think it's an official product.
Okay.
But it's neoprene. It's a neoprene giant mouse mat. It's 3 foot square. And it's great. So that kind of went, right, now I really need to get the minis painted. So we've come up with a new idea of what we're going to do is do some shows where we can paint something together, where we all paint the same thing. Like we're doing now. We're not painting we're painting the same VROCK, but it's from Frameworks.
Right.
So the idea being that we would, whoever's on, if you happen to own some Frameworks, Marvel Crisis, and you've got some paints, just come on and paint with us. Hang out, paint with us.
Sure.
That's what we want to do.
I like it.
And that way, it just means that, look, you can hang out for a couple of hours. You can talk crap like we all do.
Oh yes.
And actually paint some minis. And I'd much rather paint. I know we're doing it live, but I'd much rather paint this way than. I find it quite difficult to find my own time to paint.
Okay.
And put like Critical Role or Acquisitions Incorporated, and put that one in the background and then paint.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I am a kind of a true crime podcast junky, so that's usually what's on when I'm painting.
Yeah. And actually, what I'm going to do before we finish, we've got 15 minutes, is I'm going to see. I've got my dretches here, and I've got some bases. These are my bases. These are my dretches. I'm going to see if I can glue them in place on here, and then each one of these comes with a clear piece. And I like the clear bases.
I like the clear bases too. When I got the minis from this wave, I just kind of made it a conscious effort to actually showcase the clear bases a little more. It's not something I'd done before. Okay, so WizKids, this is what I mean by some parts just need keys, like feet.
Yep.
That was glued down, but then I started dry brushing. Silly me. All right, you said we have 15 minutes?
You got about 15 minutes.
Okay. So I'm going to... All right, time to get a wash going here. Or rather a glaze, if you're fancy.
Always fancy. This is the Band of Badgers. This is not your common variety painting show.
I have been told, sir. Yeah, I brought out some detail on those wings, but I really lightened them up.
Yep.
And for an abyssal vulture demon thing that, just wants nothing but the destruction of mankind, that won't do, will it?
Right, let's try and take his foot off of there. Paint on my fingers. Let's try stick that.
Hey man, unless you're not getting, if you're not getting as much paint on your hands as you are on the mini, you're doing it wrong. I mean, come on, look at that.
Yeah, you're using your thumb like a pad or something.
A palette, yes.
A palette, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't do that. I'm not that skilled yet. I need to go up a level.
Are you telling me you think that it takes skill to smear paint on your thumb?
just to do it for a reason. That's what that is.
I'm just unloading my brush, my man.
I just use the edge of the brush pad, the paint palette.
That works.
Right.
Yeah, that's more like it.
For those of you who are watching what's going on my screen, I'm just trying to work out where I can put his feet.
For those watching my screen, sorry, I'm off camera.
these. Can't actually move them now. Stick that on there. Is that going on? Barely. Right, we had some questions there. Free geese in a trench coat. Hi, how you doing? It's going all right, I suppose. You know, a few technical hitches right at the start, but we're here.
Didn't want to swear at all. Did not want, no, not once.
No,
I did not utter a heavens to Betsy. I did not utter an oh my goodness. I did not even utter the classic oh my stars and garters.
No, we definitely don't want to do that.
Definitely don't want to do that. That would be rude.
Question from Dragon Skull Studio. Does this Mini have an alternate build? Well,
kind of.
It does. Yeah, you get one body, you get two heads, and you kind of get. Well, do you get 4 arms?
Yeah,
there's 4 arms.
Yeah, there's 4 arms, 2 different hands for the right arm.
That's right. Yeah. So you get 3 arms and 2 hands.
1 neck. No, 2 necks.
Yeah.
And 2 different head builds.
Oh yes, yeah, that's right, because of the position. Yeah.
Yep.
You can't really see it, but this is what it's supposed to be. So again, for those of you who don't know, this is WizKids Frameworks. You also get a chest. You get 2 dretches, which is what I've been painting below. You get a backpack and a very nice looking sword.
Yeah, the sword is sweet.
Yeah. I can show you the box art on screen as well, but it's a small shot thing, so that doesn't really help you at all. But yeah, this is what it's supposed to be. Is the VROCK. There you go. And can I do the eye? That's where I'm stuck on now. I'm kind of glued it to the base because I wanted to get it glued. And now I'm thinking, can I do that last piece? I want it to.
The last piece being the eye.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it because I really want to get.
No, man, no, we're going in together. I'm gonna do my eyes too.
Okay.
Come on, we can do this.
Let's do it. The last 5 minutes.
All right. How many times will I need to redo this? Let's find out.
16.
Oh, and can I do it on camera? No, absolutely 110% not.
I'm going to warm up my. This is my. What I'm using is the Blood Red from Army Painter.
Okay.
If anyone's painting along with us, again, do share, do stick it on Instagram. We will shout it out. If you shout us out, we'll shout you out, or shout at you. One of the two. Something like that. Can I? Right, I'm gonna blow this out a little bit because I need more light.
Okay.
Boom. Here we go.
Good. Yes. Use all the light.
One. Two. He has blood red eyes.
Yeah, me too.
Well done. So you can see that Kelly's actually got the different head on there. He's got the screeching head. We've both gone for the skull and the hand, which is the Hamlet.
Which is the exciting hand. It's the good hand.
Using his good hand. I like that. I really like how that's come out. I mean, that's 2 hours of something that I thought was actually going to be quite basic. Was a little bit of a challenge here and there.
It's deceptive because, again, frameworks, you're going to have a hard time convincing me there's a lot more detailed minis out there.
Yes.
The way they take somebody like Tom Babby's artwork and just bring it to life in plastic is just amazing to me, because Tom Babby is a hell of an artist.
Let's try and... So I'm going to glue this on. So I'm on the clear base. I like these. I like the bases on top of clear bases. I don't know why.
It's cool.
It's better looking.
It's cool. It's different. It's, you know. As you can see, I populated my base with some skulls.
Oh, very nice. Oh, that's a good touch, actually. I like that. I didn't think of that.
I mean, they came with the mini. Why not?
Yeah. You also get this chest. Again, I'll turn the light down a little bit. You can see this is one of the chests that this is the chest you get. So you got this huge bone skull on the front of the chest. You turn it around. Lots of little detail on there. It's got feet, look. Bone feet, maybe.
Yeah, the extra bit / bonus models in this wave are just amazing, and 2 dretches with this VROCK. I mean,
yeah, you get the 2 dretches. That's my what was that? That was the green, wasn't it? What green was that?
Malignant green. Yeah.
Yeah. And I use a Crusader skin on his face and his ears.
Mm-hmm.
And you get 2 poses. So that you had one standing up, and you have one kind of crawling along the floor.
Why am I reminded of like crappy full moon video movies when I see dretches?
Yep. I didn't realise they were so small. I mean, these are like goblin sizes.
I thought they were smaller actually, because the the human warlock from wave 1, he's got an option where he's summoning one.
He's one, it's coming through, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good memory. And then this, which is a large mini.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty big, I guess.
And look, it looks great. Look at that.
It's a really cool mini. I mean,
the skull is there.
And it's very evil looking. What more do you want from a demon mini, really?
The chicken legs stand up. You've got loads of texture on the chicken legs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's some glazing / washing / dry brushing gold right there.
Yeah. Great wingspan, actually. Put that on the.
Yeah, it just blew. I'm in a constant state of just awe of how sculpts have improved since I was a kid, first painting, pewter and lead minis.
Yeah, I mean the amount of the amount of level of detail, the minute detail, is just incredible.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, a lot of the great sculptors from back then, for Raoul Partha and Grenadier and all that, they're still sculpting for people like Reaper and whatnot. Julie Guthrie, Sandy Garrity, etc., etc.
Yeah. It is very, very cool. Right. Yeah. So.
And for some reason, my mini cam is dying.
That's okay. We're going to end it there, folks.
Okay.
Boom. Did it run out of battery or something?
I don't think it did. It shouldn't have. It's plugged in. It's dead.
No worries. Right. What we're going to do, Kelly, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Or
Thanks
today,
for having me.
however it is. Time differentials and all that, quantum leaps. They always get in the way of things. But we'll be back again doing some more frameworks again very soon. Kelly's already alluded to we're going to be doing some Marvel Crisis as well.
Goddamn right we are.
Oh, yes. I'm a massive, massive fan of Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is in that core box set.
Oh,
and again,
game then, because man, their Spider-Man minis are. Mwah!
Good. So until next time, we'll see you all again soon. Don't forget to check out, I'll put it up on the screen somewhere. Don't forget to check out Kelly on Instagram. There you go, instagram.com/kelcos668. We are also on Instagram. Usual thing, instagram.com, Band of Badgers. If you want to see these minis, go to both Instagrams and go check them out. Yeah. Whoa, we are done. Right, we'll see you again next time. Don't go anywhere, Kelly. Don't push any buttons. I'll do all the buttons, and then we'll be back. But for everyone who's watching, thanks very much. Till next time, bye.
Goodbye.